What's happening, Reject Nation? Greg and John here. Right now it is 12:45 in the morning and we are going to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 3. I just got back from the airport from being away for a week 2 hours ago. Thanks, John, for picking me up.
No problem, buddy.
But hey, we're back in a video together,
That's
John.
Right. It's the end of an era.
End of an era here. I mean, I paid you major compliments in my Suicide Squad video. But
I meant none of them.
None of it.
It's
today.
all BS.
Oh, bunch of bullshit. No, I was just gonna say, like, you've come a long way since your ice cream sandwich. What was that movie?
Oh, the ice cream.
There was some movie that.
Shouts out to Megan Friels Johnston. I feel bad about that. I shot so many takes of that review.
So many
I shot
takes.
for hours trying to say the right thing.
John's early days of trying to do solo videos, and then see where you are now. I'm like, bam, Johnny.
I learned from the best.
Take it away. No. You're your own man. You do your own thing, and you have your own style and flavor. Take it away. Do the intros.
Oh, guys. now I'm gonna be so natural.
That's the thing with John, is when there's someone around is when it all changes.
I'm the Michigan J Frog of this operation. Like, yeah, I'll sing real sweet when this is just me. Yeah, no, what's up, Reject Nations? This is reaction highlights here on YouTube. We can only show about 10-ish minutes of footage. So if you want to watch the full show along with us, sync up with the time code that's available over at our Patreon, along with a whole bunch of other shows and a couple movies as well. There's a whole bunch of images here that's flashing up. Come watch some cool TV with us. Big thanks to Eric at Nerd Chronic for editing this, for editing a bunch of our recent huge videos. Always doing a great job and holding it down. He does editing for the Movie Trivia Schmodown, Emon Snow, a bunch of other people you watch. And yeah, like, subscribe for the next video. Click that notification bell. I'm running out of the steam. Let's jump into this video.
The Global Repatriation Council knows that for many, it wasn't that easy, helping you get back to the way things were.
The flag smashers want to smash all those flags.
Reset, restore, rebuild.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Sir, my name is John Walker.
Hey, stop! Du kannst nicht hier reinkommen und mein Geschäft kaputt machen.
Oh.
Do you know who I am?
Yes, I do, and I don't care.
It's a waste of time, man. We ain't
I was captain of the football team. Meanwhile, on the other side of Germany.
Because you're an Avenger. You know how he feels about that.
Look, it's not like you two are known for frolicking in the sun together.
He was obsessed with Hydra. We have a history together, trust me.
What a great way to recap.
Yeah.
Just, like, in case you guys forgot,
Wait a minute, Bucky's in other movies?
Bucky is he's War Machine.
Those days are over.
Just wanted to see how the new you reacts to the old words.
He didn't say homecoming.
Someone recreated the super soldier serum. I need to find out.
Can I get some?
He's like a Hannibal Lecter position.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You want to break Zemo out of jail? Where the hell are we? Okay, you lost your mind?
We have no leads, no news, nothing. He is crazy, but he still has a code.
Yeah, and I've been on the wrong side of that code, Buck, and so have you.
Look, let me just walk you through a hypothetical.
Is this the same garage where Bucky was held in Civil War? I don't know. You tell me.
House of M.
And if two prisoners start fighting, then the protocol says 4 guards.
Oh, dang.
Someone can use the chaos to their advantage.
This is a great hypothetical.
Where are we, man?
Oh!
I do like that trope.
I did not see that coming.
You broke the law and you stuck your neck out for me.
This is the exact same.
I'm asking.
I really think I'm invaluable.
Shut up. Okay, Zemo. Where do we start?
This plan gonna go to shit.
Enemy of mine enemy?
Oh, he's got his mask right there.
Why don't you tell us about where we're going?
I was just fascinated by this. I don't know what to call it, but who is Nakajima?
Ooh, don't.
Well, he's found a trigger word.
Yeah, he's already getting in his head.
I told him about Trouble Man. He wrote it in that book. You hear it? What'd you think? You didn't like it?
I liked it.
It is a masterpiece, James. Complete. Captures the African American experience.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Let's see if there's one mutant hint. Madripoor? Just one. Sick.
So there's a lot of atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's gonna become a John Wick fight in a minute. Cyberpunk 2077.
Audi's back to working with Marvel. Yeah, there is like a cyberpunk, like Blade Runner vibe to it.
Yeah, and then Bucky gets to be Johnny Silverarm. It all works out.
Power Broker is watching.
Oh.
We have business to do with Selby.
Oh, is that Sharon? Ew, what's the usual?
Wow. Indiana Jones.
I would never.
You what if you're undercover?
I love these. I'm Smiling Tiger.
This is how I express my joy.
No. Snakes are one of my biggest fears.
Zimni soldat. Spirot Vatako.
Cool. Really embody this role.
Oh! Get this on tape.
Oh, man.
Take much for him to fall back at the farm.
You good?
It could be worse. You could be doing that to good people.
That's
you
true.
know?
Everyone in here is up to something nefarious. You wouldn't be here if you were up to good.
You're taller than I'd heard. Smiling tiger.
Oi.
What's the offer?
Tell us what you know about the super soldier serum.
The power broker had him working on the serum, but things didn't go as planned.
Is Nagel still in Madripoor?
And before you get all cute, don't think you can find Nagel without me.
Smiling Tiger here.
It's not a good time.
Answer it. On speaker.
Oh no. You forgot to turn off your phone?
We need to talk about this situation. It's been driving me nuts.
What situation, Sarah? Say it.
The damn boat. And watch your tone, okay?
I'll let you slide at the bank.
Yeah, laundered so much money. They'll come around.
Cass, what I tell you about the Cheerios? I don't have time for this.
Sam, I'm sorry. Let me call you back.
No.
Kill them.
Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, okay.
They're gonna pin this on us.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it is like John Wick. Yeah. Just like banners on.
Just get to the Continental, come on.
Oh, there's no safety point here.
Yeah, they don't get an hour.
Seem to have a guardian angel.
Well, this is too perfect.
There she is.
Drop it, Zemo.
Someone recreated the super soldier serum.
So what are you doing here?
I stole Steve's shield. I also took the wings for your ass so that you could save his ass from his ass.
Sharon, we need your help.
Are they not being chased anymore? It's just two people.
Yeah, I guess they were just like, we're gonna call off the search.
Slight conveniency, I must say.
It's like, yes. It seemed like everyone in the city was gonna turn
Much better.
Have we gotten an Anthony Mackie Marvel body shot yet?
Dude, where are those abs? Turn around.
By the way, how is the new Cap?
Don't get me started.
Before you were his pet psychopath, you were Mr. America, Cap's best friend.
Oh.
Wow. She's really redefined, huh?
Yeah.
We need your help, Sharon. I can get your name cleared.
I mean, she looks like she's leading a pretty good life.
For being on the run, I mean.
They cleared the bionic staring machine, and he killed almost everybody he's met.
I heard that.
I don't trust Charity.
You help us out, and I'll get your name cleared.
That's a great reaction.
Try to stay out of trouble. I'll see what I can find.
Trouble.
I really love they like really have redefined Zemo in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
Really
Let
love it.
him fully breathe as a human character.
Yeah. I thought he was just some like family man with a science background.
And that's
Civil
all.
War. Like that's how they portrayed him, and then here he's like, oh, he's like a criminal underworld guy.
Yeah, he's got taste in art. He's got connects. He knows everyone.
Seen Civil War a few times, and that's how they portrayed him.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I lost my family, but then I kind of turned. Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out when you guys talk to Nagel, but hurry, we're on borrowed time.
I love action scenes at the docks. The docks. It's a false. You're smart.
Dr. Nagel?
Who are you? What do you want?
Guys, we have company.
One day that line's gonna be a positive thing. An action movie. Oh!
Yeah.
God, there's sound effects.
Yeah.
Every bounty hunter in the city is here. We gotta go.
Owie!
Oh. Yeah.
Yo!
Get those oneers, boy. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, shit, that homeboy's ears would be ringing.
Let me tell you.
I was able to isolate the necessary compounds in his blood. I was a god.
Oh.
You kill Batman, and I free your mother.
Before I was able to complete my work, I turned to dust. Then when I returned, it was 5 years later.
Yo, Sharon is holding this whole thing
This
down.
whole
One of you
thing
guys should be
down.
out here with it. Dude, she's great with the knife.
Oh. Dude. Wow.
She is the John Wick of this episode, dude. She's great. Atomic Blonde.
Guys, we're seriously out of time here.
Oh.
What did you do?
Oh. I'm kind of wondering if that's what's going to happen with one of them.
You never know at this point. I'm going to throw anything and everything out.
I thought we were gonna go left. You went the wrong way. I cleared the way. I came out first.
Time.
You did no. Barricade. It's in every action.
Oh, here it comes.
Yo, Zemo.
This dude's a gamer.
What the hell?
Yeah, he's agile.
What the hell? Owie!
Oh, javelin style.
Supercharged.
You try that shit again.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Of course you would.
Come back to the States with us.
I told you I can't. Just get me that pardon you promised me.
Thanks for everything.
Sharon Carter spinoff in the works.
Oh, here we go.
You're not gonna move your seat up, are you?
Haha.
No.
Get it?
Not gonna make it easy on old Sam.
Civil War. Okay.
That's
And this
right.
was Sharon. They've met Sharon. Okay.
Stupid.
Like we don't have to do this right now.
Yes, we do.
So you want more? Huh? Grieve a little bit.
You don't talk about your feelings?
Maybe you get to be a teacher after all this is over, eh?
Is he gonna die?
He's gonna
'Cause
die.
I just started getting charmed by him.
Fine.
You seriously think Sam and Bucky would have broken a guy like Zemo out of prison?
That's exactly what I think they did. They were just as desperate for leads as we were.
Come on, man.
Which is why you and I are just gonna run with this one for a moment. If we get the job done, do you really think they're gonna sweat us on the how?
Don, you must-
Yes.
Protocol,
That's
man.
what happened with Captain America.
Sokovia Accords.
Maybe I shouldn't have put it in a museum. Maybe I should have destroyed it.
No.
It belongs in a museum.
It ain't gonna be Walker, so before you go and destroy it, I'm gonna take it from him myself.
Is he declaring he's gonna step up and be the new Cap?
That's a challenge right there, at least.
I, for one, am looking forward to coming face to face with Carly. Nick, we're changing the course.
I love what they're doing with Zemo. It just seems like so much of this history is not in Civil War, or at least that completely has left my brain. It really
Again, it's the charm of these series. You can really zoom in and show the personality.
I just remembered him being like, yeah, family man who was hurt, and then he had science background, and then he wanted revenge for what happened in Sokovia.
Oh, so he was the one who came out of the building in that
Yeah.
crazy shot in the first episode.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh!
There were still people in there.
This is the only language these people understand.
Oh no.
Now you're just you going off the deep end, taking it too far. Jason Buck.
Jason Barnes.
That's even better.
Ooh. Yo!
What it do?
No way. All right, good shit, guys.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Rollicking good time.
Really quick. I think that Dora Milage girl is in Civil War. I don't know the character's name.
Survey says
10 minutes later, yes. Florence Kasumba, and she's the one who tells Black Widow, move, or I'll make you move, something like that. Or you will be moved. That's the line right there. Oh, man, that's exciting. Everything from Civil War, all coming back around.
Yeah,
Full
absolutely.
circle. Full circle. John.
Can't leave a single stone unturned in terms of auxiliary characters who we've seen once or twice in the past. But I mean, that's super exciting, and obviously, the second you break Zemo out, all the people who have a bone to pick with him are gonna come running. It's not just the people you're disturbing here in Madripoor. It had that pulsating sort of espionage movie flavor, like, you know, the Captain America movies started to incorporate, especially as of Winter Soldier and Civil War, but stretched out in a way that felt even more like a Bond movie meets Hannibal Lecter or something like that. You know, the classic, you know, we gotta go break out the enemy of my enemy to form an unlikely alliance. And yeah, like you said, like getting to see Zemo just strut out his full personality from a position of, you know, comfort and power because he knows what his leverage is. Like, it's making for a really fun dynamic, and especially as a means of mixing things up for Sam and Bucky, but also giving them a common enemy probably to unite over as the series goes along. You know, that seems pretty smart.
Weirdly, the movie reference that I was most getting from this was specifically Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the villain who's in Rogue Nation and Fallout, but getting that genius level villain, and you have to team up with them, and you're in these European countries. Yeah, like Bond is an accurate reference, and so is I think Mission Impossible. And that was a little bit more of the vibes I got here. I felt a lot of inspirational stuff that they were pulling from. It's like, yes, I think a lot of people are gonna go, that's like John Wick, you know? All that stuff in Madripoor, the Sharon Carter fight scenes especially have that like brutal, using whatever weapons you got around you type of vibe. Good thing you're at one of our favorite action set pieces, the docks.
Yes, classic. Get those crates,
dock crates.
Woo!
Best place to have action scenes.
Instant production value.
They always work.
They're all over the place.
Hallways and docks are the best place to have. Bathrooms now too.
It's to the point where I just assume that only nefarious deeds go down at a dock where there are lots of shipping.
Right.
It's like does like honest work ever happen amidst shipping crates?
You ever just see a sailor come on by? All right, what are y'all working on here?
I got another haul of VCRs.
But my big takeaway was in fact Baron Zemo, kind of just the rewriting of the characters, right down to Emily Van Camp as Sharon Carter. I have a couple of nitpicks, if I'm being honest here, you know. And then my week away, John, it made me go, I gotta bring up my nitpicks more. Because bringing up the nitpicks are fun. Because honestly, if I were to rate this episode, I'd say like a 99% would be my rating.
Okay. But that 1%.
But if I give some nitpicks, those are the comments right there.
Yes,
That's the engagement.
You hate this.
I hate this
acknowledged. You didn't just let him go.
Yeah, I gotta pick it apart a little bit.
All right. Air your hatred for the show.
I feel like with Zemo, it's really interesting to me how many times have you seen Civil War? Just like one time?
Civil War, I've seen two probably solid times.
I am going off of memory of Civil War. I must have seen that movie at minimum, not as much as a lot of you guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably just go to the airport battle, but the whole movie from beginning to end, I've seen it less than 10 times. Not a whole lot. Maybe this is a more accurate portrayal of how Zemo is in the comics. I imagine so. However, when it comes to like who he was in the movie, like he just seemed like a family guy. You're a family guy. He seemed like
he said the title.
He seemed like a dude who had a family, but he had like a science background. And then once the Sokovia Age of Ultron moments happened, he started taking a dark turn and started coming up with mastermind paths. He seemed like a dude who came from he was a father.
Means,
yeah. And then here he's like luxury and criminal underworld.
Yeah, and he's got the taste for all the finery, but also all that underworld living.
He's got that artistic merit of like a fanciful criminal, you know? I love it though. Like I think Daniel Bruhl, I think he's such a great actor.
Yeah.
I think my first introduction to him was Inglourious Basterds, which did have Christoph Waltz, who is like the go-to great classy
charming
German villain guy. And Daniel Bruhl was I didn't think he was doing a Christoph Waltz, but this version of Zemo felt a little bit more akin to that. But I liked him, like man on the street, involved in the action. You don't know where his allegiances really lie here. When he shoots Dr. Nagel, like, oh, there it is. He's got the mask. No, he's no longer playing team with them. He's doing his own thing. And then he pulls back around with the car. I'm like, I don't know which direction
Dude
you
is
lie.
In full control.
I don't know which direction you lie.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say before I give my nitpick about Emily Van Camp. I much prefer this version of her over the other ones that we got in Winter Soldier and Civil War. Absolutely. Way prefer her. She seems like an actual character here. And
less so your fantasy of a, spy operative who can blend in as a charming woman or whatever.
And also with the Civil War kiss that she has with Steve, which has been very much like criticized or made fun of.
Yeah.
So to have her show up here, actually, I might take my nitpick back.
Ooh.
Ah, damn it, Greg, you just like everything,
Not before you even laid it down. What was the nitpick?
My mind went way. I was gonna say that I feel like the sort of reinvention they've done with Zemo in the MCU weirdly feels very natural. It fits great, and I love it. Whereas with Emily Van Camp, I kind of felt the writer's room You know what I mean? I kind of felt like we need to make Sharon more interesting. That's not a bad thing, you know?
No.
That's what I mean when I say a nitpick. It's a nitpick only because I could feel kind of the note.
Yeah, I mean, she's so good at playing it, but go on.
Oh, all I was gonna say was, however, like the direction they took it and why she's behaving that way and why she is the way she is actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So that just might be my own little personal projection I was putting on the character in the moment. Yeah.
Possibly, but it's also an instance where you do have two characters who, again, are experiencing the benefit of these series, which is, we can actually let them be breathing characters and not just plot points to make way for the main characters. So yeah, I feel like you have two big changes, and that contrast kind of comes out of there. And yeah, it's very natural to assume that Zemo, even though we didn't see all this, with the position he's been in and just the things he knows from all these experiences, you know, you can see him developing this sort of cynical, above it all sort of confidence.
Yes.
You know.
All right. Okay. I got a nitpick.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
More
Okay.
nitpicks.
Okay. No, this is like a real nitpick. This is what other people do theories. Like, no, I came back home. I wanted to just provide a couple of nitpicks every
It's a
once
gripes
in a
and nitpicks video.
But the thing is, when I give a nitpick, I'm immediately followed with, well, here's why it works, you know? Okay, Falcon, Anthony Mackie with the cell phone. What is it, shawarma tiger? Striped tiger?
Smiling
tiger?
Shawarma tiger, yeah.
To me, I'm like, amateur move. But here's the other part. When you first walked into Madripoor, the club, it was loud. Right, it was bouncing music. You need to feel if your phone's going off.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, yeah, that's a very human thing to forget. And I really liked how it played into the scene. That's the thing about why that nitpick suddenly goes away, because I'm like, well, in a lifey way, that actually really works, because when she said, put it on speaker.
Yeah, because they don't work it out, it just goes poorly. I think that's what's the saving grace, is like, it is a little bit of a funky moment because you're like, oh yeah, amateur hour, like set your phone on vibrate. But also it does create a great moment of tension and one of those things that plays on your expectations of the form, I think, because you're then going, okay, he's gonna work his way out of this somehow, or he's gonna give her enough codes. And the funny thing is, in that scene, like the prompts he's giving her, I was like, do you want to get caught? He's like, tell me exactly what you're talking about, and I'm like, she's gonna say the boat or something, you know?
This is where I'm not sure if it's a nitpick or an actual criticism. Falcon in this episode, I really love the scene on the plane when him and Bucky are talking about, maybe I shouldn't have given up the shield, maybe I should have just destroyed it entirely. And they're having the debate of, so much of the series has been about symbolism and our association to what that symbol is, whether that be something light or dark, good or positive, usually based around who embodies the symbol, right? That's been a big part of the discussion. So having that conversation further examine that thematic exploration, I thought was powerful. A lot of this, though, I did start kind of feeling like Falcon specifically was a little bit of a joke in this episode.
He's a bit sidelined because so much of this rides on Zemo's relation to Bucky, and the ruse that they can play. And then Anthony Mackie is sort of relegated to being a comedic relief because Smiling Tiger's kind of wacky.
Yeah, Smiling Tiger, the cell phone bit, trying to bullshit his way was a little silly.
Yeah.
And then when they see the art gallery photos going on Google, oh shit, you know? Like, it didn't bother me that much. It did feel, though, that he was a little bit undercut in this episode as opposed to the previous two, where I felt like, oh, he's kind of just being funny. He did have his scenes, though. He did have his certain moments. So, back to the nitpick.
This is like a many layers deep nitpick. The inception of nitpicks.
It's hard for me to stay on my nitpicks, man.
Gotta give the boot at the bottom level so that we can get back up to the top of the nitpick.
I got a lot of compliments in between my nitpicks. So back to my nitpick. You know how I was saying how I actually really liked how the cell phone thing played into like a real life moment of, she wants to put it on speaker. Like, that's real. And then the bounty thing starts happening. And then Sharon shows up, shoots those two guys on the bikes, and then they just stop to have a quick expositional dialogue scene about it, you know, and then no one's chasing them anymore. That did pull me out of the moment of I'd probably be more into the information being conveyed to me right now.
Yeah.
But we just saw them like trying to run away, and then they were being hunted by everyone in the city.
What seemed like everyone. Yeah.
But then they all waited to show up at the docks the next day, apparently.
Like, nah, we'll never find him. You know where they're definitely going.
I'm like, how'd they lose this?
I got a place.
Is there something I missed?
No.
It's not a big deal because I really liked the Sharon scene that followed after that, and when they're in the hotel and the explanation of all that. I really enjoyed all that, and I love the reinvention of her character for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just that's a nitpick.
Well, it feels like Sharon got. That's your film theory.
That's a nitpick.
That's a nitpick. A Greg pick. But it feels like Sharon got the lion's share of the action that Sam might have had, you know? So maybe the next episode.
Oh, that's a great call.
You know,
yeah,
it's like they spread it around that way. So maybe the next episode, Bucky will take a back seat, and then it'll be the Falcon show. And Bucky will just be all comic relief while Sharon kicks ass and Sam does the hard work.
I mean, I think you might have hit the nail on the head there. Was when they are interrogating Dr. Nagel. I can't remember if it was me or you who said it, but one of us said.
We both thought it.
Someone should be out there helping Sharon fight, right?
Yeah, I think you said that. Yeah, it's like, is she the only person out there? She's just taking on every assassin.
I feel like Falcon should maybe be the one in there.
I mean, it's important for him to get this info, but at the same time, it seems like one of them could maybe help her out, especially if he's got wings and like needs. Like, I don't know if he wants to use all the tech because maybe they can trace it or something. But yeah, an extra hand on deck would be nice.
Were his wings destroyed in the last episode?
I don't think the wings were, just Red Wing, right?
But then he didn't keep flying around, did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I wasn't sure if it was just like, for this part of the mission, this is not practical, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Regardless, I'm happy to have them back.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we see more of Sharon Carter. I loved a lot of what they did with her. She was very badass, and I'm glad Emily Van Camp. She was a little more Peggy.
Yeah.
A little more Peggy this time.
Yeah,
around,
man.
You know?
She can take care of herself and everyone else literally around her.
Should I cut out the nitpicks?
Nah, dude.
Because that is my social experiment.
Start a thing. Start a thing.
That's my social experiment.
Yeah, dope tropes. Now we got nitpicks. Speaking of dope tropes.
Really, I haven't said anything that negative.
No.
But we'll see.
That's a nitpick.
We'll see how it goes.
Not that negative.
We'll see how it goes.
But I do love the dope trope of we're going to explain the plan as the plan is happening. With the whole like Zemo breaking out. And it's like, yeah, the second Bucky is done explaining this, Zemo's just going to walk in the room. And it was choice. It was well executed.
Oh, see, I really didn't see it coming. I thought like Falcon was gonna come in and be like, no, here's everything that will go wrong. And
Okay.
we're gonna watch
We're gonna do a 3 montage.
Yeah, I thought that's where we were going. I wasn't seeing it go.
Everyone's got a take.
The
Yeah.
Zemo coming out. Yeah, I thought the episode was gonna be dedicated to breaking him out.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Which
thing
would have been a cool episode. Come on, that would have been a cool episode in and of itself.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could have made a bottle episode out of that.
Nitpick.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing is I do appreciate to a degree that they aren't wasting time with a lot of stuff, and like anything that seems like it could be a problem becomes a problem. I think that's the other thing these shows help to show you is like, well, now that we're zooming in this far, we could zoom in even further and explore even more characters.
It's like with the Carly character, you know, she had a different last name, because what's Carly's last name?
Morgenthau.
Oh wow, good job.
Thanks, man.
Did you really remember that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and every time I've seen it, I don't know, for whatever reason, it really stands out to me.
Awesome. Damn,
thanks,
that was great.
Which is adapted from Carl Morgenthau, who is the singular Flag Smasher character.
Oh yes, I don't know why my mind didn't go there.
Because it's 2
I was so caught up in Carly, and then I started thinking of iCarly. That's where my mind actually.
iCarly Morgan.
I think that's the only Carly I've ever seen is iCarly.
Morgenthau. And now neither of us is gonna forget this name ever again.
No, and definitely not. Carl Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
So Carly Morgenthau. Yeah, it's a long day. Just a few hundred miles to come shoot Falcon Winter Soldier.
Just for you.
Like with her character, I think we've harped on this point before of how this show's been doing such a good job of exploring the gray of all these situations. Mm-hmm. Right down to Zemo.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I don't think Zemo would go all good. Like, no, obviously not. I'm just waiting for the moment where, like, oh, he's full on villain again. Yeah. Even in the eyes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, he's full on villain. I'm waiting for that moment Whereas Carly, they are like kind of this Robin Hood characters of sorts. This was the most sympathetic I felt the direction took Carly and the Flags. Carly and the Flag Smash.
Carly and the Flag Smash.
Carly and the Flag Smash is a Disney Plus special.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Musical specials. There's a sing-along. It's great.
My point with that is, even though when they break out, and they're like, there's still people in there, you know, not Aquaman says that. And, you know, it's like, well, this is the only language they know. And I'm like, well, no, that's the whole point. You're not supposed to be speaking that language. You know, you're supposed to talk your own language.
The cycle.
Even though I thought this episode took the most sympathetic approach with Carly out of all the episodes, this still ends it on the note with them of they're the bad ones. But are they really going to be the baddies? You know what I mean? Are they really going to be bad?
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely pits Carly in a position where, you know, you've got the looming threat of the power broker and the idea that, you know, her having stolen the serum is going to mean something real nasty for her. And yeah, it's one of those things where she has questionable ethics when it comes to a certain line, and at the same time it also seems like they've drawn her as just as this very genuine character who really believes in and cares for the cause that she's fighting for. So I have to imagine that Zemo is going to be your big mustache twirling comic book villain, and Carly I have to imagine will have a grayer, more sympathetic outcome to some extent, even if it's tragic, even if she dies or something. This was definitely the most like, we're just gonna peer in on her as a character, not necessarily the action side of what that means, but just like, you know, what are her concerns, who are the people close to her, etc.
So we don't actually see the power broker in this episode, huh?
No, he's just talked about.
Or maybe the power broker is one of these characters. Maybe the power broker is Florence Kasumba.
Yes, that's been her all along.
That's what they want to make sure. The Dora Milage. She was security for Black Panther in Civil War. Yeah, having her come back around. Oh, what a cool call to do. And talk about honoring the. There's so much Civil War references in here. It's mainly Civil War out of them all. I think. Right down to the whole thing with, are you going to move your seat up?
Avenger.
Can you move your seat up? No.
The whole thing with moving your seat up is so like
yeah, I'd forgotten that.
That was so like, sometimes you do these nods in the movies and shows, and if you're not paying close attention,
you'd think it's just a regular joke.
Yeah, sometimes it might just fly over your head like, oh yeah, that's a nod. But that was such a nod. Was that the moment when they're like, maybe down the road we should do a Falcon and Winter Soldier show? Like this in Civil War when that moment happens, you know.
Dang, I wouldn't put it past. That was their chemistry test.
It could be, because that was a funny moment. That was a really funny moment, and a surprisingly unexpected one to occur in the movie. That became a real meme moment. So to have it come back here and to do it so overtly, like, remember, are you gonna move your seat up? No, like the way they're cutting it. Like, it's such an in-your-face reference. Yeah. Which, as someone who loved that scene, I personally really liked it. I could see a nitpick, though. Of being like, don't you think they could have more subtly done it? The answer is yes. I think the other answer is most would probably. Yeah, why settle it down, man?
That's part of the point. Is especially if it's small enough that it could float over somebody's head, just go for it. You know.
They sometimes gave Falcon lines in here to re-clarify for the audience the situation they were in that we didn't really need. Like when what's her name? Selby. Damn, you're good with the names today, John. As always.
This was a distinct names episode.
Selby got shot.
Yeah.
They're gonna pin it on us.
Well, you think? This is the literally most suspicious looking scenario you could be in right now. Especially after that phone call with other people witnessing it.
Nitpicks.
Gosh. These are good-natured nitpicks.
Zemo is so wealthy. I'm like, damn, why are you so depressed? You could have bought people to you could have bought people to replace your family.
Buy a new family, Zemo.
Buy a new family, man.
What gives?
I didn't realize how wealthy you were. I thought you were just a working man in Sokovia.
Winter Soldier program. Just make a Winter Family program.
know.
Makes family members you can store on ice, take on trips.
Well, there's just more to him than meets the eye. Like he says, yes, that was what I said. I should have had a pause for you to insert that.
It was important.
It was important. It's a good reference. Yes, because Zemo, he says, like, my work is not yet finished. Like, he's shutting down the Winter Soldier programs. And, like, in Civil War, when you see all the people, when Tony, Bucky, Cap, yep. Sometimes I might say something like Tony, Iron Man, and Cap. I'll show him like, wait, no. It's
two of those are...
There's the same person there. Yeah, when they all show up and you see that all the people in those water tanks, as I call them, are all shot. Like he ended the program. He seems to have a real vendetta against it. So I don't know if it is specifically when he's saying my work is not yet finished, if it's about shutting the super soldier serum down. I think he wants to get to the Flag Smashers, wants to get to Carly, and work with her.
I could see
and
it.
Perhaps lead the Flag Smashers.
Yeah.
In some way.
That would be an interesting outcome. Take like the subject of so much ire, but then mix it with a new ideology that would appeal to him or something like that.
Because I think they're trying to build up Thaddeus Ross in here. I think they're trying to build up the Power Broker as like the big villain, but he's not. I don't think he is. I think it's going to be Thaddeus Ross.
Unless Thaddeus Ross is the Power Broker.
Then, wow, multitasker.
Taskmaster, multitasker. Nitpicks.
Can you imagine? That'd be crazy.
Why not?
It's all General Thunderbolt Ross.
It's all on the
and
table.
It's also Criminal Underworld.
It would be like Rush Hour. It would be just like Rush Hour. With Tom Wilkinson.
He's doing it all, man. He's fucking doing it all. Putting the Sokovia Accords in order and giving super soldiers serum all around.
You know, like sometimes
you just don't see that coming.
International conspiracies are really confusing.
Look, John and I could do solo videos, but nothing is as unfocused as when both of us are together. Right?
At 2 in the morning for Winter Soldier and the Falcon Man.
It's just not as focused.
Falcon Punch and Winter Jimmy.
Anyway, we've been talking for 28 minutes, and most people didn't make it this far, so we'll watch New Rockstar's video or tomorrow.
Let them break it down.
Let them break it down, because yeah, there's some cool stuff. What I really love too, in terms of the story they are telling, was Dr. Nagel. Like, I started this, I got blipped away.
I know.
In the middle of my work.
I came back, they just shut it all down.
Shut it all down. Gotta come back now, and
I'm gonna redo everything.
Power Broker was willing to fund me. So,
I got lucky post blip.
I mean, it's just kind of like the world of the blip is so.
It affects us all.
It's so weird how Far From Home kind of does it. WandaVision kind of does it. But this show rides so much off of living in that post-blip world.
Yeah.
And like with Walker and Lamar.
Yeah.
What's going on there exactly?
Well, Lamar speaks German, and they're both hunting the trail that Sam and Bucky are on.
Losers.
Yeah, man. They're the Womp Womp team. They're just, gonna follow Bucky and Sam's progress all over the place and be like, damn, they were already here. Well, I guess we gotta move on and follow their trail.
I am wondering how this is all going to coalesce by the end, though. You got Zemo here. You got Power Broker. It's like, yes, they're chasing the same thing, but the plot of new Captain America, John Walker, is such its own plot, its own can of worms as it is, and I'm wondering how much of that will
factor into all this stuff.
I mean, it's going to factor in. I'm just wondering how much it will smoothly come to a resolve or conclusion. Not a resolve, but an ending note here with these characters. There's always a little bit of open-endedness with an MCU property. I know that. It's just for the story they are telling in this series, which is presumably just one season. Will it have an ending button that'll... Because I feel like there's so much happening. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like there's the implications.
I forgot about Sam's backstory with the boat and all that. I'm like, oh yeah,
the
personal shit.
We got a little bit of an update on that, but she's gonna call back next episode with more info on that. Yeah, I mean, John Walker, I have to imagine that that's gonna at least escalate. I could sort of see it becoming this thing where they end off the series with his, formation being complete as whatever villainous, U.S. agent or whatever entity that is, or Sinister or, you know, if not outright villainous. But I have to imagine that this is going to be kind of an origin story for that character. Or they'll just wrap him up entirely. But I don't know, yeah, given what these series are here to do, I have to feel like he's going to amount to something, I would hope. Especially if they're bothering to bring in Battlestar and like other characters connected to the John Walker lore and all that stuff.
Well, that's the one thing about the trailers that kind of does spoil something. I mean, if you've even seen the very first trailer for the Disney Plus shows, like when it was the 32nd one of the 3, you see Falcon, and presumably now in his home in Louisiana, throwing the shield around. Yeah. And so
they must steal it at some point.
Like, that's what I mean. I'm like, man, there's a lot going on right here.
Unless it's a flashback.
Because part of John Walker's journey, what I'm being reminded of, is a little bit of Emil Blonsky. Of a soldier dedicated to his job, trying to do the best he could possibly do, and he's getting desperate. And when you get desperate, you start making bad decisions. And who was guiding Emil Blonsky in the MCU?
Oh, Thunderbolt.
That's right, guys.
Oh, look out now. Finally
Not
gonna
a
acknowledge
nitpick.
the Incredible Hulk movie. Extend that olive branch to Universal.
Every time there's a little bit of a... I love that. It's such a Marvel fan thing to do. Anytime there's a little bit of a reference to the Incredible Hulk, they're finally acknowledging. Anytime there's a tiny...
Bastard child of the MCU.
Could be the littlest thing. They're finally... They said Harlem. When those 2 white giants fought in Harlem. All right, guys. Well, I don't know.
It's a good episode. We got some nitpicks.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
We got nitpicks. What are you gonna
It's
do?
gonna overshadow the whole review. And yeah, the action was great.
Yeah, terrific action.
I will say, I thought by this point we would kind of be all like full force Bucky and Sam and their relationship. And this seemed to not really be that much about it, other than that one scene on the plane.
Yeah, and the not moving the seat up, but otherwise.
Yeah, but everything else was like the guest stars stole the show.
Yeah, which I mean, it seems like maybe that's part of what they're doing thematically is maybe they're gonna parcel Bucky and Sam out a little further now while they, you know, it's like last episode we zoomed in on John Walker. This episode we zoomed in mostly on Carly and then just developed Sharon and Zemo further. So yeah, I wonder if either the next one will get back to kind of the personal dynamic between Sam and Bucky, or if we're gonna just explore some more characters.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. Capital, my good man. Capital nitpick there. It's mint.
It's gonna be forever.
This is gonna be a good assembly process. It's gonna take 20 minutes.
I hope Eric cuts down the highlights into 5 minutes so this video is not an hour and a half.
All the videos need to be that long from now on.
Yeah, actually get them monetized, maybe. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Subscribe. Close us out. John, you know what to do.
Guys, what did you think of this episode? Hit us with your thoughts down below, your theories. Tell us what we're wrong about. Enlighten us on stuff. Remember to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Thanks to anyone and everyone who's checked us out on Patreon, and we'll see you tomorrow as well as next week and every day. Cheers.